Well, hey, everyone.
Sorry about that. I was still snacking. Had to get the Zap voodoo going.
Voodoo. Got his voodoos. All right.
Hope everybody having a good evening coming in.
I actually bought some of those wrap snacks. Have you seen those in the store?
I ain't seen them.
Like they got Snoop Dogg's barbecue. And it's a bunch of different. I got them at Sam's Club, but you get, bags that are different flavors and stuff. So, yeah, been a busy week. There's my sister in the chat. Hey, Judy, it's my older sister, and heck, it's crazy. So it's been 1 week since our last stream, and last week I had to leave the stream because my mother passed during the middle of it. So been a tough week. been a pretty tough week.
Yeah, I hated to hear that, man. So, yeah, last night when you had to leave and then come back and kind of left a comment what had happened, everybody had said they had y'all in the prayers.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I've gotten so many texts and messages on Facebook and phone calls and cards from people. I mean, it's been pretty overwhelming, but it's appreciated for sure. And we've got a couple more days. Mom's funeral's on Thursday afternoon, so we're gonna be wrapping that chapter of our lives up, the best we can, and it's just unusual. So with that being said, there's a chance that I might still be at Nobby this year.
Hey, that'd be nice.
It's a slim chance, but there's a chance. We'll see. So after, I canceled my Nobby last Tuesday morning because I didn't know what was going to happen. Then Mom passed away Tuesday night. And then somewhere during the week, it is either Friday or Saturday, I think it was Saturday, Mehmet called me and he wanted me to go up to be in his booth at Nobby. So I don't know yet what's going to happen, but we'll see how it goes. And so it just, there's so many things. I mean, first of all, it's money, right? And working that out. And so not a ticket, but still would have to have a hotel room and food and all that stuff. So we're working on that, see what we're going to do.
Yeah, I know as far as money wise, it's not cheap. Well, depending on how long you stay in too. If you just coming in for 2 or 3 days or whatever, it's not too bad. But You got to come in early.
And then he was talking about me coming down there by you to Louisiana to the ABF conference. That's like 9 days later. I mean, it's like ABF is in New Orleans.
That's right. It is New Orleans.
And it's like
I wasn't thinking.
It's like Monday through Saturday or something. I mean, it's like a whole week just about, or Tuesday through Saturday. It's pretty a pretty long conference there. So we'll see what happens, guys. Right now, to be honest with you, I just don't feel like doing a lot of nothing, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of in that little funk, depression, whatever, you know. But as far as the bees, which this is what this chat's about, actually, not as the Bob turns here, but the we've got. I went out to my colonies. Most looked pretty good. I put pollen patties on every single one of them that were still alive. I had 3 that were no longer. One of them was one of the hives from that Steve brought down from New York. It was gone. And it still had some brood in there. So it wasn't like like they just let everything hatch and leave type of deal. So we're gone. And what else? And then the other 2 were small hives that were in that battery where I had the 3 6-frames side by side with the 2 10s over it. I had moved those nukes back when I broke them down into 10-frame boxes, and they were both gone. So other than that, everybody else was good to go. And I pulled resources actually off of those colonies and spun it out this weekend. So got a little bit off of it, you know, a little bit of stores. And then got them in the bottling tank there and skimming wax off the top of them because it was so cold. The honey just didn't want to flow at all. It was like molasses trying to come out of there. So, but we got it. We got it done. So now it's just see what we get out of it and move forward. But yeah, other than that, it's like 33 degrees right now right here. So kind of cold at the moment. So bees didn't really do nothing today.
We had 49 here, but the problem is, I mean, I wake up between 3 and 3:30 usually in the morning. And I leave here 4 to 4:30, so can't do nothing in the morning. Plus, it's cold anyway. Warms up during the day, but by the time I get home, it's done cooled back off and it's dark. So,
well, you know, people were asking me why I was putting pollen patties on. So if we do some quick math, right, 21 days from, well, I did that video, and if you watched it, you saw where I pulled out some slabs of brood. I mean, literally both sides of the frame were full, right, slabs. And 21 days from when that was hatched would be around the 1st of January for the eggs and larvae in there. So not quite having pollen coming in then, right? But 3 weeks after that, well, now we're at the first week of February. So we're literally like 1 brood cycle, 1 to 2 brood cycles away from real stuff coming in, right? Real pollen coming in. And so I figured I'll put it on there and that'll be it. They'll eat it. And when it comes down to it, they'll have food to get them going. And then once the real pollen starts coming in, you know, I kind of looked at it like the springtime when the Canadians bring them out of the barn, right? They bring them out of the barn ahead of time and they drop some pollen on there and some feed and let them go. Now, most of those guys had pretty good regular stores in there. So, so they should be pretty good. Hey, Uncle Lee, did you buy the honey straw making machine yet?
Nope. I'm waiting on Kylie to buy that for me.
That's your Christmas present?
Yeah, I think that's what she got me for Christmas.
Well, have you looked at the one that Bruce, Jenny, and those guys got?
I've seen the ones they got. Now, I probably would only need the, I guess, the little hand manual one, but you know that how that goes.
Yeah,
bigger is better. But
yeah, you
I don't need
never go basic.
Yeah, I don't need the big one anyway, though.
Well, I mean, that one was.
I mean, I ain't even got to the market. You think about it, it's been almost a year. Come February, it'll be a year since I've been to the market myself.
But you've still been selling your honey.
Yeah, I've still been selling the honey to the 2 markets and the 2 little stores by me.
I sold some honey today. It's funny because I got people that buy honey that are really only friends of mine on Facebook because I'm the honey guy, right? So they can message me and say, "Hey, coming to get honey," or "Are you going to be home?" or something like that. And they messaged me, "Hey, are you home?" And I went out there, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, I just want to tell you I'm sorry about your mother," you know. So it's like that everybody knows. I mean, it's just a thing. So it's going to be an interesting week. I started back work on Monday. Really didn't have much. Tomorrow I've got a couple appointments in the morning, and then we're closed Friday. So really tomorrow's my last day this week.
That's what I was about to ask. Are you still on like the 3 days, or you
I
wait
am
until later and go back on full?
I am still on 3 days. They want me to come back on obviously full time because I'm a lot more productive when it's full time. But you know, I still answer my phone. Like if they send me messages and stuff, I still schedule like appointments for the next day. And I had nothing today. I had no calls from the office, no text from the office. So it's like, you know, last thing people are thinking about the week of Christmas is getting rid of some bugs, you know, at least for me. That's my case. And Monday I did get I guess a certificate from the office for excelling in sales for the last quarter of this year. So still in the tops with the company. But then again, I've only been part-time like a month, I think. No, it hadn't been that long, right? Since I came down there. So that was the beginning of March or beginning of November, right?
What was that, 12th, 14th, somewhere around there?
No, it was the very first week of November I was down there.
Okay, so that was the 4th then.
Yep.
Like the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
So it's really only been like a month and a half. So it'll end up being 2 months part-time, and then they want me to come back full-time. But I've also got people wanting me to go to this show and that show and all over the place. So we're going to see.
That's what I was about to ask. If you're trying to do more with bees and then doing all your splits next year and growing more in colony count.
Yeah, I am.
Are you going to be able to work full-time and do that?
So the way I do my setup here, right? I always swell my colonies during the middle of the year, like as many boxes and colonies that I can fill up. I try to fill them up, and then sell nukes and stuff like that out of it. And then by the end of the year, I've always shrunk my colonies back down, and I've got equipment to start next year to put fresh colonies in and grow. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now is my goal is to fill my boxes back up. I'm not really going to, I bought 40 more boxes, right? I bought bottom boards, so I've got enough to really expand next year. So that's kind of what the goal is, just fill up what I've got and replace.
Now, the 40 that you got, was that just deeps for your brood boxes, or are you using deep for your supers this year?
Well, I'm going to try to move into all deeps. So I'm still going to use my mediums. I'm going to continue to use them till I need to throw them out type of deal, right? But I'm not planning to buy any more mediums, right? Just keep what I've got and work with it from there. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan for next year. I've got just gonna graft a bunch of queens in the spring and make some splits, and hopefully they make it like every year, right? Just try to get them to make it and see what happens. I've got I still got a bunch of creamed honey and hot honeys, man. And I'm running out of regular honey, so I might just. I've thought about using some of this honey and creaming it to make some more Snickers, because that's the only one that I'm really running low on. Everything else is pretty full. So
as far as the set on it, did it end up setting firmer?
the only one that I've really had a hard time getting to set was the cinnamon honey I did at the end. If I put it in the refrigerator, set. But the one that I just kind of left at room temperature to try to set up on its own, it didn't do good. So
now the ones that went in the refrigerator, you put them in there, and once they set, then you removed them and they stayed.
Actually, I just leave them in there. I've been leaving them in there, and they're pretty hard. And then when I take them out, they soften up a bit. For people to use when they get them home. That way, I can just put them on the table there. No problems with them yet that I've had. So, I wanted to say one thing. Y'all keep old Brad at Faith Apiary's had his eye surgery today. So, think about him, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery on his eye, and that he's limited pain with that. So, what's your plans for next year? What's your goal to do? Have more time to work your bees?
I'm hoping, but the way this project is going, they're wanting to have it done next year, so it's probably going to be another busy spring.
Right.
So I'm probably not going to try to grow in colony wise. I mean, I may do a couple of splits to fill some extra boxes that I had, but I'm going to try to stay around 30 where I'm at, 30, 35.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of getting that sweet spot too, right? Like 35 right now is where I want to end up going into winter with. That could change. It's changed every year up until that point. But what I found is to have that many come out of the spring, like the following year, you really got to have more, because you're going to take those losses somewhere in there. There's going to be losses, right? So just moving that forward, trying to make that happen.
See, my only problem with my other yards, I'm wanting to get moved back here to my home yard. That way, when I am busy with work and everything, again, I'm not visiting multiple yards. Everything's right here at home. But I need to wait for a cold day to do that. That way, the bees ain't flying. I don't have to worry about leaving anything behind. But I'm only off for the 2 weeks. I'm off next week of Christmas, and then the week for Nobby to go up there.
Right.
Then I'll be back working nonstop again. So when do I have a day off that it's actually cold and be able to get everything moved at the same time?
What day are you getting up to Nobby?
I'll be up there Tuesday. I believe that's the 2nd.
You're going real early.
Yeah. Well, I got to get up Wednesday morning, the 3rd, and then that's when we'll start setting up the conference.
Okay.
And I'll be in there with Ricky, Horizontal Bees, helping them set up.
All right. Well, I knew that. I knew you were going to be with Ricky. And I went live the other night, and I didn't even see where he was going live that night. Mm-hmm. So I had a live at the same time, which if he's watching, I apologize for, Ricky, because I wouldn't have gone if I would have seen you were going live ahead of time.
Now, I know the next 2 Thursdays. Now, I know David does his on Thursdays too, but a lot of his, or I would say the newer beekeepers, but he does still have some experienced people watch him too.
Talking about
David Burns.
David Burns. Well, I know I saw a thing today that Philip is going to be doing one this week coming up on Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And then next Thursday, Ricky's going to end up having another live next Thursday.
Okay. So that's good. I mean, it's good more people are getting involved in doing lives. And
I told him I had to start putting everything on my calendar now, scheduling for him.
Are you doing the background stuff for him?
Yeah.
All right. So you're the program director, if you will?
A little bit.
Yeah, last year, Brad had cataract surgery and had a lens replacement on one of his eyes. And this year he had the other eye done. So, hey, they hopefully they're writing you fat checks for all this producing you're doing.
I can't divulge that information.
All I'm saying, hopefully you're getting a nice healthy check there.
I got one of my cameras keeps on blinking because I forgot and left it on for a week straight again.
Really? Just left it running?
My big camera at that. So,
well,
I done that before. I left it on for a full week and it blinked, but after I turned it off for a day and then back on, it seemed to kind of even out and work right.
Well, we've been going for 33. Well, we haven't been going 33 minutes, but it's 33 after the hour. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I just dropped it.
Okay.
I just got to wait for someone to give a comment so that damn heart to get out of the way. And
you got to learn how to take that out.
Well, see, if I had a producer like everyone else has, they would have already coached me through that. I'm just saying.
Actually, I did one time.
Let me see. Pin message. There we go. Pin to the top. And so we're just figuring it out there. There you go. There's comment. The comment to push it up there. Should be pinned now. So if you're interested in coming in, please click the link right up there and get it going on.
You even got the right side this time.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting practice. It's over my left shoulder. Ricky at horizontal bees equals legend. I might need to get one of those one year. I got to get some frames, man. So if I go to Nobby, I just know my truck is going to be loaded down. I actually contemplated trading my truck off already and getting a little bit older one. A little bit. There's some reasons behind it. It's nothing to do with the truck or affordability for me because it's not going to change the payment that much. But I just need to possibly jockey some things around.
Get one kind of like you had.
No, it won't be a 150. It'd still be a 250. It'll just be an older 250 or maybe a 350 if the price is right. But the main thing is debt to income for buying a home or financing a home. So that's the main things that that I'm looking at, I guess, for having to do that to try to bring that debt to income ratio into line for a home. But we'll see what happens. So Brian comes on here and they all say, "Hey, Lee." It's like there's somebody else here as well, I think. I think there is, right? I mean,
hey, Bob.
Oh, thanks, Lee.
Well, what's funny, you was talking about before, everybody called you to get my number.
Yep.
I've got a couple people now that calls me, "Hey, can you forward this information to so-and-so?"
Yep.
Sure.
I get it the other way around too. Hey, you got Lee's information or or something? Lee and just Bob. That's right. I'm just Bob. I'm not even the Bob. I'm like, if someone comes on to Beekeeping chat and they say Bob, even if it's my chat, they're not talking about me. That's funny to me. So I just say I'm the cheap Chinese knockoff of Bob.
Darren says it's because I'm closer to the comment side, but I don't know. I just have a habit whenever we do the live on your channel, I always put you on the left. That way you're first, then me, and then vice versa.
I've never paid attention to that.
Yep.
I've never paid
attention around.
to that. Yeah. Amy says, "I'm Amy's Bob." So now everyone would be like, "Hey, Amy's Bob," every time they come on.
Everybody's going to tell Amy, "Hey, who's Bob?"
You know what? I've been thinking very hard about something. And there's something in the beekeeping world that needs to be addressed. And it's and it's hold on, we're getting a loop, Chris.
I muted him for a second.
Okay. I've been thinking very hard about this because Tim and Hannah don't have a dishwasher.
Never mind. I'm not commenting there.
And well, I mean, Hannah's the dishwasher right now.
Well, I was going to say Tim, but
Or it might be Tim. I'm sorry. That was a very sexist thing of me to say. But I've come to the conclusion that there's something they can do. And it's kind of like a middle ground. All right. Where Tim doesn't have to cut the counters out and all that. And I found it over here on Amazon. They have countertop dishwashers.
I've seen them.
It's perfect for just like a couple of people, right? Couple plates, couple bowls. Can just knock it right on out. And there you go, Tim. They've even got some very reasonable ones. Although for this price, you can just about buy one to go under your counter. Just what I was saying.
Depends what you get.
But don't look. Come all in here looking all mean when you come in here, Philip.
It was me.
Hey, you're sitting there like all looking at the camera.
I was trying to figure. When you go quiet, you have to silence YouTube when you come in, and with the pause, you guys had that whatever you had on the screen. I was trying to figure out what the heck you guys were talking about. It's like, is that washing machines? What the hell was that?
That's a dishwasher.
Oh, okay.
So hey, and if you notice, they all said arrives before Christmas, Tim. So there you go. It's the gift that keeps on giving. We're gonna have a full house. Look at.
I was about to say we filling up sick tonight.
Look at that.
Holy crap! Me and Chris, we both got hair.
Echo on another one.
Somebody didn't silence.
I was testing to see if that was Chris.
It was Chris.
Yeah, still Chris.
He's muted now.
Did we just lose somebody? Oh, okay. You took something.
No, I just took the thing down. Yeah,
I just seen it shrink down.
So what y'all's plans for growing, staying the same? What's going on for next year?
Oh man, I want to grow if I can ever get around to building more equipment. I've been selling honey for once. That takes up a lot more time than I thought it would. But I hope to go to 50 or 60. We'll see.
How's it now?
That's
Sounds
better.
good so far.
Yeah, it's better. Alex, I know he sold every bit of honey he's got already.
No, I sold a case and 3 bottles this week.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good, man. Got to keep it going.
That's what I tell Renee. I said, I don't care if I make $5 doing something that's $5 I didn't have. Every one adds up.
Yeah.
Hold on.
How you doing there, Joey?
All right, how's it going?
Oh, doing pretty good.
I was in the honey house today.
Russell's telling me just buy the equipment. No, Russell. I enjoy building it. I'm looking forward to building it. Just
Need to fix something.
Find time.
See, look, I got the same colors on as you today, Chris, but I got the Old Navy shirt on. Not an Old Navy shirt, but a Navy shirt that's old. Let's see. Just buy the equipment, cheapskate. What Russell says.
I missed somebody. Somebody said, hey, in the comments, and I missed them.
Yeah, Brian said hi to all of us earlier.
Yeah, I saw that one. I got Russell.
David said he just bought 100 deeps with foundation and frames. Plus had 40 deeps he made.
I think I saw where Brian said he was down to his last bucket. I guess that was honey.
Well, I hope so.
Sound like a good selling season.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, and I've made some apple pie honey for birthday gifts for my whole family.
All right,
Since my sister-in-law does not like honey, I got her a block of wax.
All right, so we got to ask you. Here it is, the week of Christmas. How was the colored honey?
The party is not until January 12th.
But I mean, have you tried to make any yet? Has it come out?
Oh yes, the colored honey.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't bothered. Like the fruit dye has like this funny taste, and it's really hard to mix. And I'll have the gadgets. I did make mint flavored honey. That went well. I've sold 2 of those, I think. Yeah, and but colored honey is just too much of a pain. And the like ingredient list is unending. It's like it's long as my arm. So
Well, that, and then you have to look at, even if you're using certain food grade dyes, they always have like red 40, red 50, or whatever their numbers are. Some people's allergic to certain things and
another
can't
reason
have
why
the
I didn't,
other.
like I didn't. I tried it for Halloween. I made Halloween honey, black and orange, and the result were not satisfactory at all. So I dropped the idea of colored honey, but like I said, I did make mint flavored. Other than that, like I said, the sales have been slowly picking up pace. Um, a neighbor down the street came for some honey. Some guy from work came Friday, I think. No, Saturday. No, wow, Sunday. Sorry, it's all a blur. I'm on the vacation, so time goes just out the window. But yeah, it's nice. It's much better than last year. I think I've sold around 10 gallons so far.
Pretty good. Hey, you starting, it can't do nothing but get better for you.
That's it. The more people know where you're at and what you got and stuff like that, it'll pick up.
Yeah, and every time somebody buys, I give them my business card and I ask them, "Do you want some more?" So you can pass them around, and most of them do.
That's good.
That's
Get the word out there.
Have you had anyone say, "Yeah, this guy gave me a random business card and decided to buy some honey from you"? Has it happened yet?
No, not yet.
It will. It will. But I'm telling you, nothing works like Facebook.
I haven't tried that yet, but I really don't want to right now. I don't want to run out before spring.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, once you get it started, then you'll have the. You'll be able to not do it as much. Like right now, I just have people that just call and come by. I don't have to really do any of that anymore.
I sold some. I think it was last night. A lady, she just said she just Googled local honey and my name came up. So,
are you on that local honey finder?
I don't. All I know is I did that.
Claim your
business. I followed your instructions for that, so that's probably what that came from.
There you go. Send your cut to P.O. Box 349.
Yeah, I listed myself too on Google Maps. It did get some. It did get me some sales.
Well, tell me about local honey finder while you're giving out free business.
Evidently, I had filed it. I had listed myself on there a while back and had forgotten about it. And this year, I started getting people calling me about it now. So it's local. I think it's called local. Let me just Google it. Local honey finder. Yep, localhoneyfinder.org. And
is this only for the US?
I think so right now.
Oh well.
Well, no, they have a spot on here for Canada, so you could click Canada and probably list yourself there as well. And someone will go there, they'll click on the map and find out where they're at here.
I'll have a look right now.
I'll look and see who's on there from.
So, like, let me show you what it looks like. It's a basic website. It's not anything crazy. But like right here, Richland County, Walker Bee Ranch is listed, and my phone number, and my information where they can contact me and how I take payment. So only if there's few people in South Carolina, and let's see if we go backwards here. We go back again. Down at the, right here, Canada. Honey outside the U.S. Let's hit Canada. I don't need directions to get to Canada. It's just drive north. You'll eventually run into it.
North.
But yeah, see, so it's basically the same type of deal here, where it's got a map. You're Quebec, and there's really not. I mean, there's a few people. But you just, I guess when you sign up, it'll ask you, for us, it's counties. I don't know how they do it over there, but, you pick where you live and you just put your information up and how they can get you.
I just bookmarked the site. I'll have a better look later on. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, there's only one in Dallas County where I am, and they're down south in Ferris. So
Let's
they're
see
a long way.
Alberta. Let's see Alberta, Grand Prairie. Here's where James is, Grand Prairie. Let's click Grand Prairie. Look, James isn't listed on Local Honey Finder. Let's see Manitoba. Let's go back. Manitoba. Nobody's listed in Manitoba at all. So could definitely take advantage of it if you're in Canada. And again, I don't know how many people go to it or not go to it. I just listed myself on there a while back, and every once in a while I'll get somebody that said, "Yeah, I saw you on Local Honey Finder," and top honey producing state is North Dakota, then Montana. Nope, South Dakota, then Montana. I don't know why it's out of order, but then Michigan's down here. South Carolina doesn't even crack the top. There's Louisiana, which is spelled incorrectly.
I didn't even see what it said.
Let's see.
Nobody down here know how to spell anything.
Well, I clicked on Louisiana and then went to like my parish. All right, you see kind of the red one, kind of centered to the right. It says Baton Rouge, and then right next to it, it says Livingston. Go right one block.
That's you?
Yeah. Now, when you go to it, it shows the parishes, but if you try to click on Livingston again, it don't highlight nothing.
Nobody's listed. Nobody in Louisiana is listed. Or Luckett Farms down in West Feliciana.
A little northwest of me.
So I think you click Start Here and
Nothing
get the
in Washington Parish, Lee?
Let me go back to it.
I'm trying to think how I'm listed on there. High lower menu.
What county are you? Oh, there it is, Richland County.
Yeah, I'm in Richland.
Okay.
Related resources. Trying to figure out how I'm listed on there. Maybe hive owner. Hive owner. Add your hive. See, it's really an old, and it tells you how to add a listing on there.
Joey, you know a Radmore Ranch and Berry Farm or a Duncan's Produce?
What was the first one?
Radmore Ranch and Berry Farm.
I don't think.
Okay, never mind. That's showing St. Tammany. But I clicked Washington. The only one in Washington is showing Duncan's Produce. It's in Bogalusa on Adams Road.
But the first thing I would do if you haven't yet is claim your apiary on Google, because everybody Googles local honey, right? And when you put in your listing on what you do and that you sell local honey and blah, 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 right? It's not difficult, is it, Philip? It takes a few minutes to do, and you're done. And then whenever somebody Googles, they got your information. They hit you up on your phone. Smoke signal if you're Alex, because he doesn't have a cell phone. And and then they know to give you, they can give you a call where you're located and all that stuff to find you. And that helps, especially if you're like me, where you don't really go to markets. I don't go to markets and do my own thing here. It just helps them come find you where you're at.
I about to say, you got your own market right out front.
Mm-hmm. And just, it's helped out. I get a lot of people off there. Not only do I get it for that, but in the spring, when people get, when they have bees in their bushes, a little swarm or something, and they start looking on where to go to get that removed, they will Google it. And guess what? You pop up in there, and next thing you're getting called to come remove.
Hey, Brad, how's it going?
Hey, everybody.
Are we all kind of fuzzy to you right now?
Yeah, you've all been drinking because you're all fuzzy.
You heard that. He said, we all been drinking, so we're fuzzy.
Well, one of us has been.
I ain't had any in quite a while because honey still got sugar in it, and I'm off all sugar right now.
Oh, boy. So
Trying to get my camera set up. That's a little better, I guess.
we're more
still dilated here, so it's a little weird.
That's right. We're more fun when you drink, Brad.
Okay, let me get on that.
You're gonna work on.
Let the fun begin.
So your bees are all warm and cozy, and you're over there toasted.
I'm toasted and roasted. Yeah, well, it's been a busy day. That's for sure.
Let's see
if I can pour this without.
Can't see your glass. You need a bigger
Do it
glass.
like a blind person. Use your fingers to find the edge of the glass and then pour.
Yeah.
Brad gave me a good idea.
Mode now.
It's like you won't even remember Christmas because it's going to be the week you couldn't do anything.
Exactly. This is exactly where I'll be. I'm sitting in a booster seat. I fixed up my chair so I don't have to get so low down when I sit, because it's a little, easier to get off of if it's up higher.
We've all kind of been talking a little bit about our goal for next year, and you had a little bit, at least a couple months back, you were looking at some different options for what you were going to do with your bees next year, or directions you were thinking on going. Have you made any conclusions on what you're going to try to do next year?
Well, what I'm going to prepare to do is run more 6-frame nukes. So I'm going to build more pallets and lids for myself. But of course, what I'm actually going to do will depend on what's alive in May, as we all know.
It's sure easier to graft from live bees.
It is. That's one thing I learned from Randy Oliver, that he always says that his first selection criteria for his queens is he never grafts from a dead queen. So I think that's probably a good place to start.
So
his point is that selecting from queens that have overwintered is a really good point, right? That's a good queen to select from. So that's one. We continue with the queens, make lots of queens and lots of nukes. Try to make more nukes. Almost to the point of compromising the honey production to make nukes. So get more nukes going. And I want to do some experimentation with wintering my honeybees on the honey they collect. Okay. instead of feeding them up in the fall, or maybe just feeding them as much in the fall. See how they winter on the honey that I have around here. Because honestly, one of the defining factors of how many colonies I can run and how many colonies I can run into my advancing years is how many colonies can I prepare for winter, because that's one of my busiest seasons right there.
So,
So
I
to make
mean,
winter prep easier, that makes it easier for me to continue beekeeping for that many more years.
so obviously our conversations we have outside of this chat as well. So, I mean, that's kind of what we were discussing, right? As we get older, and
Yeah.
heck, I just broke down 3 colonies the other day and pulled all the like a dummy, right? I took all the honey. I'm like, I brought an empty box out. I took the honey out of my dead outs and dropped it into one box so I could carry the one box in the honey house like a dummy, right? Why wouldn't I just leave half empty?
You were nearly in traction the next day.
Yeah, I was like in pain. So as we get older, right, we start making decisions based on what we can actually physically do, as well as a way to keep beekeeping and morph our business into a different structure, right? So you're kind of not getting out of the honey, but you're starting to aim your business towards a different goal, right?
Well, I think my plans over the next 10 years definitely are going to be less honey production. I really don't like the idea of that, because actually right now, for the last few weeks, I can't keep up. Getting the honey ready for people and getting it packed and getting it, delivering into stores. And I mean, it's December, so that's going to happen. But I just had a woman just order another dozen jars of honey from me, and it just, keeps going. And I don't want to have to start to say no to people, but I think it's going to have to happen someday.
Maybe you have a minimum order that's 3 cases or something.
Well, I don't know. That might exasperate my problem, because then they're absorbing even more honey.
Yeah, but you don't have to go as often, right? If you can sell them.
Exasperate. So that's not the right word. Exacerbate.
If you can take more honey at a time, you don't have to make as many trips, right?
Yeah. Well, the actual getting the honey there isn't really as big a problem as just getting the honey through my system, get it packed and ready to go, and get it out the door. It's surprising a lot of work. Doug knows. Doug knows that can be a lot of work.
Wait till you get old like me, Brad.
Well, I feel old like you.
Doug had some pretty young ladies there bottling his honey last time he showed a video of it.
Yeah, I got no youngins here.
Well, but you did sell a lot of honey, but selling the honey is the easy part, right? It's all the labor that goes into it up until that point.
Well, yeah. Getting the honey out there.
Extracting it, bottling, labeling.
Yeah.
What about
everywhere
selling,
from lifting it off of that hive to handing it to the customer? That's the big labor-intensive part of the business.
What about
you asked about next year too, and this sugar thing has kind of given me a bit of a wake up too. So I'm thinking, well, if there's labor disruptions and sugar prices go way up. Hey, boss.
Hey, y'all be quiet. The boss is here.
Sugar prices go way up. I can't afford to feed them sugar anymore, so they're going to have to eat honey or eat nothing, right?
It's. I bet you that's not Timmy's in that cup. It's cracking season.
Tis the season, right?
I'll say it's the season.
Brad, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I was telling you, my eyes still dilated, so it lets in a lot of light. It's really, really bright on that side, so I'm kind of squinting on the left side.
You need an eye patch. That'd be cool looking, like a pirate.
Yeah, I have an eye patch here. I can't remember where I put it.
There you go. It's a brand new shtick, man. You could be like the pirate beekeeper.
Yeah.
The Canadian pirate beekeeper. And you got to go out there dressed as like Jack Sparrow.
Well, I'm glad everything worked out for you.
Oh, as am I. As am I. It's a kind of a traumatic experience, to be honest, when you have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I imagine. Oof, I can't. It just makes me shiver. Yeah. Though you're done anyway, so that's the good thing.
Yeah, I told the guy there. I said, I don't imagine you see people more than twice here. And he said, not usually. And because that was my second visit.
Well, if you're going to the eye doctor for surgery on your third or fourth eye, it's probably not a good thing.
He's like,
yeah.
He says, yeah, sometimes I see them, but they usually don't see me.
That one guy there behind me in line, he was marked for double. He was getting double today, which is kind of, I guess he's got it bad.
Did it come with one of them free canes?
You get it
at the curb when you're on the way home.
2 for 1.
Special. Man,
maybe there was a special I didn't see or something.
So you're pretty much going to do more nukes next year. At least that's the goal. More nukes.
I hope, yeah.
So you're going to try to sell more nukes in the spring, or are you just going to make more nukes for yourself?
Yeah, well, both. I hope to kind of solidify my ability to kind of really bolster my replacement stock in the spring, so that when I have years like last year came by, that I have a few more that I could draw from. And I mean, this is nothing really different than what Ian's been doing for the last 6,
100
7, 8,
years.
9 years. Well, I mean, he didn't always do it, but and then yeah, sell excess, hopefully produce enough to sell, and maybe even produce enough queens to sell, because I seem to be figuring that out.
Yeah, it's easy.
Really well,
you call Carrie and you say, Carrie, come up here and grab me some fresh.
Yeah,
that's the easy part.
Free beer, Carrie. Come on over.
Just have to distract Ian. And say, Ian, look at that.
I figured that out. I just don't have the opportunity. My goodness. Oh my gosh.
Well, it was a treat to have Carrie here to do a graft last summer. That was a real treat.
So Ian, what's your plans for next year? Same as normal, same as this year, or are you trying to make some changes?
Oh, I'm going to get back on track. That's one thing. These last 2 years have kind of thrown me for a bit of a loop. So there's actually a beekeeping family from Quebec driving through Manitoba going to BC to see their son, and they stopped in here. So it gave me a chance. They wanted to see the winter shed. So we went in there and walked aisles, and I haven't been in there for a little while. I'm just looking at my colonies, and knocking on wood, but things are looking good. So hopefully I can get out of winter this year in good shape, pinch off all my package queens, and get that, get my stock primarily within my colonies, start making nukes again, start making queens, and just get the cycle going again. Just try to carry on with business. So it's going to be like a recovery. And learning from my lessons, 75-year floods, not going to trust it. It might spill the banks. So this is a shirt that a beekeeper sent me. It's a beekeeper on a bee.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
After all the trouble I had these last couple of years, I figured, this is me. It's riding to be like a bronco.
Gandalf on his giant bee.
Yeah, I think there is a question there about selling. What was it again?
Can you sell locally? Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I sell about 7,000 or 8,000 pounds just in the local area through the retail store. So I don't do a lot as compared to what I produce, but
Yeah, he
that's
doesn't do a lot. Only 7,000
O-
pounds.
Only
That's
about
as much
7 or
as
8
I sell,
thousand.
my friend.
Yeah.
but I do that just to capitalize a little bit on the extra money you can make. I do it because I don't know of a beekeeper that doesn't sell honey out of the honey house. Um, but I don't. I'm not planning to do a lot of effort to go into farmers markets. So more like, what can I do with that? I'm pretty much maxing out what I can do with it. I'm not prepared to do the extra work, the extra legwork for farmers markets.
So how do you sell that?
I get like, it's my honey. I deliver all my honey to the warehouse in Beemade, and I tell them, and they do a custom pack service for yard rent honey for beekeepers members, and I request them to grab my drums as they put through some of the like, it's not all my honey, but they take drums of my honey within the um, the lot, and they pack the honey, and then I buy it back. So I sell it and I buy it back, and then I sell it on the retail shelf. So,
So you have some stores
selling
that
my honey,
handle it?
buying it back, and then increasing the price of the product to put it on the shelf to make it worth my while.
Yeah, you have some stores selling it. They're not ringing your doorbell or anything like that.
No, I can't do that. I do for the close neighbors or the neighbors I rent land from, because you can. It's good business sense to talk these guys for an hour and a half, but I can't do that with just customers walking up.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Ian, this was 3 days ago in my apiary. You know how we've been talking about bee flight and winter bees and bee longevity, and this is December 16th. Got a couple flying bees around me, if you can't tell right there.
Kidding. Yeah, busy.
But they're just pissed at me. But this is what I'm trying to show you on December 16th. Not that frame. Crap. Hold on. Thought it was that frame. Let's try the next frame. It's a nice picture of my gut there.
They're sure stirred up. Holy smokes, you need some smoke there.
Yeah, they're bringing the smoke.
I think we tell that to Bob on every
Every video.
The smoker helps. I can probably almost bet you he don't even know where his smoker is at right now.
Oh, I know exactly where they're at. They're sitting on my colonies over there.
Oh, smokes. That is a good frame of brood.
And drones. There's a drone.
That is a slab. There's drones there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Jeez.
If you had mating weather, man, you should be grafting. We got drones.
Look at that. That's pretty nice. So that's why, I mean, they're flying, but you got some young bees to park in that colony not too long.
So I'm doing an experiment with this colony. Well, all the colonies actually. What I ended up doing is going ahead and throwing pollen patties on every single colony out there. My thought is our weather is very similar, and I've been in collaboration with Brad there. He's like, yeah, do it. If they die, it's your bees. Do it. No, I'm just kidding. It's very similar weather right now to what you guys get when you're bringing the bees out for spring, right? So my thought is 3 weeks from now, we're going to be the first week of January, right? So they'll have pollen sub. And then 3 weeks after that, it'll be the first week in February when things start warming up around here and natural pollen will start popping a little bit. And that should carry me right into the season. So I'm trying to mimic y'all's spring now in December because the temperatures are about the same. And I'm really curious to see what happens in 6 weeks from now.
Yeah, it took my great big face. I used to have my face on my labels right in the middle, but then I decided I'd put my family there instead. And it's a picture of my family a few years ago. That's what it looks like. I've made a lot of sales.
nice.
Yeah. They like the picture of the family better than my face. But it adds a personal
That's
touch.
understandable.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good looking family, but the schmuck on the side there. But I wanted to keep my face there because then I'm recognizable to the landowners in the area, right? And they all know me, but I just like to remind them of who's making that product.
So they know which jars to line up on the fence line when they're target practicing.
This, I wish I had a picture of my other label. Great big face, like it was just predominantly my face, and the little ladies just loved it. And they tell me that they'd put this label, like the container, on their shelf, so they will open up the cupboard in the morning. They see me greet them every morning. I said, "Holy moly!"
Yeah.
Only a little old lady would say that.
Make you uncomfortable.
What they didn't tell you, Ian, was they also put it up there to keep the roaches out.
Keep the roaches out.
Yeah.
Scare the roaches out of the cabinet.
It kills the roaches.
I think you lost.
I'm in audio trouble. Yep, no audio.
You there, Ian?
Oh, he just dropped out.
You got to disconnect.
Uh-oh, I made him mad.
Yeah.
And the membership for the Hair Club for Men has just grown by 1.
Well, that's what I call an upgrade right there.
There you go. Wow, that was a quick transition.
I don't know. I seen Brad wiping his eye there a while ago when you was showing that frame of brood. That brick. I think it kind of upset him.
Crying.
You remember back in the 70s? I know. Well, I think everyone. I don't know if they had it up in Canada, but down here we used to have this. The commercial with it had a Native American riding a horse or standing there, and he'd find trash along the road or something, and he'd just have that single tear coming out of his eye, and he was quiet the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Am I the only one that remembers those commercials?
Yeah, we're walking through the dump.
Yeah, walking through the dump or down a stream, and there's trash in the stream, and
yeah.
Keep it clean it up.
That was Iron Eyes Cody.
Iron Eyes Cody. I didn't even know his name.
I don't think he was a real Indian, was he?
According to his name, he kind of is. Iron Eyes Cody.
He was in what?
But he's an actor also.
That's what it was. He was a Hollywood actor.
But so that's what I'm trying to do with this experiment, is to see if this is the time that I should be putting patties on, right? Instead of waiting if I wait till January or early February, well, then they have the natural stuff. They don't really touch the patty. It takes a long time for them to consume it. So I just rolled the calendar back, put it on now.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and sorry,
Alex.
That way they'll hit their like once the real stuff comes out, they'll be out in force. I think that's a good idea.
So we'll see. I mean, and the hive beetles are at the least they are, right? During the year, and they're slow, so they're real easy targets right now. Speaking of hive beetles, did you smuggle your hive beetles across the border?
No, I was just going to say I lost my audio. I kind of dropped off, but I backed up the on YouTube just to hear what you were saying about roaches. So I come back just to shake my fist at you.
I told him that I offended you, and you just quit.
It looked like you didn't have your funny, and you were just sitting there.
Thank you, Joey. Appreciate it.
I've never seen him like that.
Oh, I did laugh when I heard that. So. What were you saying, Bob?
Oh no. So I was just saying that I rolled the calendar back and put pollen patties on because our weather is very similar to your weather when you bring the bees out, right? Like the coldest temperature we hit, then we determined bread was about -10 if it dropped in the teens, which is kind of what you guys target to bring them out of the building. And we're about 2 brood cycles from the 1st of February when plants start blooming and stuff around here. So I went ahead and pollen patted them all up, see if I could get them that early boost that you guys do. Right when you bring them out, you throw pollen patties on and feed. So they all have a lot of feed. So I just hit them with the pollen patty, make sure that they're all fed up there, and see if I can blow them up in the spring here.
So you're looking at maybe middle of March for me, maybe something like that. And,
so
if it was warm enough middle of March, I'd be putting patties on.
Yep.
So we're gonna see. I do have enough for another round of pollen patties if I need to. So next time I go in, I'm with my smoker.
I doubt
You
that.
don't have a smoker though.
You're gonna have fuel in the
Right
smoker
on my
and
collar.
light it up.
Yeah, light it up. Do you know how to light it? Maybe that's a problem.
Yeah, I know how to light it. I choose not to.
He just can't keep it lit.
I don't use my smoker because I find when I light my smoker, same thing. I'll end up on like 5-6 hives down, and then my smoker's back on the first hive I used it on, and by that time I'm halfway through. So,
I do that all the time. I'll light it up, work a hive or two, and then it just sits there, and it's the other side of the apiary, and it goes out. But that just means I didn't need it. That's all. You know what? If nobody minds, we got a whole full house here on the screen. We got a full house in the chat, and I got a little bit of gin in me. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody.
I totally missed what you wanted to say.
I did too. Okay, you got to rewind that. Come on, say it again. Sorry.
I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and wish you a fantastic 2024. And if you got one of these, just raise a glass to the crowd here. This is a pretty awesome crowd we got going here, and I really appreciate you guys. And
cheers. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
He got just a little gin in it.
I know when he actually started drinking today, so I'm not going to divulge.
Now he's got it over.
Like I have a drinking problem.
That's alcohol abuse there, Brad.
Like the movie Airplane when he's pouring it on the side of his head with his drinking problem.
Okay, I'm going to log off. I wanted to stop by just to say hi to Brad because I know he had his procedure there. So good to hear everything's well. And, I wanted to come and just shake my fist at Philip for that comment. So I haven't had supper yet. I've been in the office and we just had a finance committee meeting, and so I'm losing ground anyway. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we're good.
Thanks for coming in.
All right. Good night. So Bob, you need to order one of those things of honey from Ian and try to kill your hive beetles with it.
Ian's honey kills my. Well,
yeah, his label, not his honey, his label.
Just have them send me some canola, and by the time they eat it, it just solidifies in their belly and kills them. So, Doug, what are you guys doing? You guys got a big operation there. What are you guys trying to do next year? Have you thought that far in advance? Obviously, you have, but
we'll probably add another yard. We try to add a yard every year.
And how many colonies do you usually try to keep your yards to?
50.
About 50.
Yeah.
Well, you got a young strapping help, right? Your son to help you out there.
Yeah. And a hive lifter too.
Well, Charlie could have had 5 hive lifters as long as we've been talking about it.
Imagine how much help that would be, Charlie.
Hive lifter a month club.
I'm pretty. Yeah.
Doug, you're doing a polystyrene trial. When do you think you'll be making an evaluation on that?
Just there the other day, having problems with it. It's been so warm up here. The skunks are staying out, and we've never had trouble with them all year. But there's a bunch of them moved into that yard. The worst of it is I can't trap them there. It's a real well-sheltered yard, but the people that have the yard, they have bales there. They also have a nice couple of cats, and I can't catch their cat.
Well, you could. They just might not like it.
That's why God created
Yeah.
22 rifles.
Yeah, you got to set it up.
Yeah.
Eh? You got to sit up in the pickup.
In the trap,
Well,
like Looney Tunes.
I've got
goes in
some
the
live
freezer.
traps I'll set there. If I catch the cat, I can let him go.
Yeah.
But middle of December, we shouldn't have skunks running around.
That shirt. Oh, was Ian trying to drop a link for the shirt because it didn't come up?
Hadn't seen one.
It just says
Yeah,
that shirt colon and then nothing. So he's probably trying to put a link up.
You got him set as moderator?
Ian? You think I'd let control to that guy?
Yeah, that's the only way you can drop a link.
All right, let me see if I can do that for him. I have to get back to my stream. Hold on. Well, y'all don't have to wait on me. You can continue the chat.
Yeah, continue. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching or listening in the background. I went ahead and put my information on what's it called? Go Find Honey or something like that, or
Local honey finder.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna have a look at this later on. See if there's anybody in Canada listed in there at all.
Yeah, there was some. There was like one in one of those spots that I saw. And it may not be a big thing there right now. It's not a big thing here. I mean, I just get a couple people here and there that come on. Google is definitely the main way.
How do you do the Google thing? You go ahead and get your stuff done first.
You go back and watch the video where we talked about listing on Google. I don't even remember when it was. There you go. Grammy dropped the shirt information there.
What, did you make a video about it?
We talked about it on the live stream.
No. I don't even know when that was.
See, they should have made it a holiday themed shirt with the beekeeper with a big sack of presents on its back. Or they could have made it like specifically for Ian where the bee had 2 saddlebags with money on it that they were carrying to the bank.
I saw Santa driving a lumber truck today. No kidding. Coming down the highway, there's a truck coming from my local hardware store hauling some lumber up to somebody that bought a bunch. And I look up in the cab when this went by, and it's no kidding, 100% full on Santa driving that thing. That was pretty awesome.
You had eye surgery today, Brad.
Yeah, come on, Doug. That was my good eye. That was this side. I could still see. I had eye surgery. Smart, I like.
There you go. Bob taught us to register on Google like 4 times.
Well played.
Just Google your business, Charlie. And Google your business. It should give you an opportunity to claim.
My website comes up first.
Well,
it's in the chat, DC.
It's not very difficult to do. I just went on Google Maps, entered my address, and from then on, you can claim this as a business.
Now, you Googling maps or Googling a web page?
You Google your business name.
Well, personally, I went on Google Maps, but it gave me the option to list it on just Google search.
I'll probably wait till next June before I list anything on it.
When you get more honey.
Yeah.
Or before you get more honey.
I'll be out pretty quick.
Ian, you're gonna get in trouble if you don't go to dinner. Sandy's gonna beat you upside the head. But yeah, I mean that every year, just putting it on there, even if you don't have honey, you'll get calls for swarms, everything. Hey, we got bees in our tree. Can you come get them?
And then you ask for photos, and you see a wasp's nest.
You ask for photos, and they give it to you from yesterday. Well, this is what they were yesterday. You find that out when you get there, and there's no bees left in the tree.
Yeah, yeah.
So Doug, how
Folks
many
around here don't know what a swarm is.
They don't know what a swarm is.
They got bees going inside a hole in the house, and they calling it a swarm.
Oh, yeah. Doug, how long have y'all been keeping bees down there where you're at?
Oh, my son used to work for a beekeeper when he was in high school. So he's been working with them for probably 20 plus years.
So y'all been keeping bees quite a while.
Yeah.
Longer. I was about to say longer than I was alive, but not quite.
No, not quite.
Not quite. But yeah, so yeah, it's just one of those times a year where there's really not a lot of beekeeping stuff to talk about, right? We've already talked about honey and honey sales and processing honey, and you ask Alex and he's like, nope, haven't seen my bees. They're all wrapped up for the year.
Pretty much, I won't be maybe here until maybe March or April.
I wonder what would happen to Ian. You always see him sweeping the bees up off the floor. I wonder if he just took like a cordless leaf blower, just went down the aisles and blew them all to one side in a pile. If that would work, or if the bees would get so agitated at the sound of the blower.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
That would aggravate them.
Sound like a recipe for a viral video.
Like a lawnmower. They don't like a lawnmower, so I don't think they'd like a blower.
That high pitched sound and vibration.
Yeah, it sets them off pretty bad.
I've had a couple of mine just running the lawnmower by it didn't really bother them. But when I went out there with a regular gas weed eater, they didn't like that. So I bought an electric weed eater just to do around the hives.
I did I got the battery operated one, cordless one that I use around the hives when I get around to it.
That's what I got. Just a little cheap ride would be one, but it got the job done.
There's got to be some correlation with hair loss and beekeeping, though.
Yeah, most beekeepers.
I got my hair.
I lost my hair before I was beekeeping.
I got a little bit.
Well,
Me too.
I think a blower would blow the bees underneath the pallets on the sides, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably. I'm just imagining what
tornado of dead bees flying everywhere. Yes.
What the smell would be like in one of those bee barns this time of year with piles of dead bees in it. That's why you probably have to keep them policed up pretty well. Probably not a happy.
Works out. You come here in February. I'll show you what it smells like in there.
Yeah, but
I hope you got a really subtle gag reflex.
Is it that bad? Does it?
It can be
pretty odorous.
Yeah, it can be.
Well, I'd like to talk about the Hives for Heroes thing on Thursday for a minute because I got a really good donation today from Gunline Bees. Got a really nice donation from Tim and Hannah. But he only wanted me to put one ticket in the bucket, so there's still only about 110 tickets. So,
what are you giving away? I didn't get a chance to look at the post. I saw.
Yeah, you've been that kind of out of commission there, Bob. Let's see if I can find it. Let me pull a Fred Dunn on you real quick.
He's got a basket of cheer.
Okay.
It's a $133 worth of product here. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. 3 pair of earrings, three jars of honey, 3 candles, bunch of lip balm, just a little bit of all that I make. But yeah, and if you know, still time to enter, and I'm gonna take donations up until about the afternoon on Thursday. So
Then you're gonna raffle it. And basically, it's a raffle.
yeah, I'm filling out tickets and putting them in a jar, and we're gonna just draw it out. And I'm also doing that. I'm doing just a single gift basket for second prize. I'm also going to give away a gift basket like this for whoever's on the live stream. You don't have to have bought a ticket or made a donation. If you're on the live stream, I'll give one of these away. And I think I'm going to give a T-shirt for Hives for Heroes away on the live stream too. So
that's at RTX Honeybees. They can go there and do that.
But no, I would rather you Zelle me to my phone number, and I can post that if you want. Let me just post that real quick.
So, Abby, did you get a speaker yet, Phil?
A speaker? I'm trying. He told me no, but he was thinking it was tonight when he told me no.
That's because they thought you were going to be on my stream, and they all say no when they come on my stream.
Well, and some people don't have Zelle, so if you can Zelle it to my phone number, that's my phone number right there. But if you're not comfortable Zelling, just send me a text and say you're mailing me a check for $10 or whatever, and I'll still put you in the drawing and just trust you to send it to me. It's not that big a deal.
And then, are you doing something with the proceeds from that drawing, or?
Yeah, everything goes to Hives for Heroes. I'm going to write them one big check. I've collected, I've collected over $350 for them so far.
Nice.
But a lot of people that give me larger donations don't want me to put a bunch of tickets in the bucket. So there's like 115, 120 tickets in there right now.
Have you scheduled your live for Thursday yet?
I have not. I need to do that, Lee.
Okay. That's what I was just checking. I didn't see it on there. I was going to drop a link to that.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Probably Mike could do that now. But the way I want it to happen is I'd like for the live to start and let people come on. And then I would like to, hopefully somebody from Hives for Heroes will come on and talk about the program, because I know I was listening to, they did their live a few days ago, and they actually had Cayman on their national live. But he said that they're 1,500 beekeepers short. They've got 1,500 veterans who are looking for beekeepers across the country. So they're in real need of beekeepers to volunteer and become mentors.
Well, they've tried to match me up either 2 or 3 times, and every time I schedule a time for them to come out, they haven't shown up.
Mm-hmm.
Or they've canceled, or they've said they'll be there and then don't show up, and I've wasted the day waiting on somebody. And that's not Hives for Heroes. That's the specific person that they're trying to set up to do it, right? So
yeah.
So that's just been my luck so far.
Yeah, I would just keep your name in the hat. And so are you texting the person and they're saying yes, they're coming, and they still don't show up?
Yeah, so when they send you up with a newbie, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get an email that's
right.
like a group email for the 3 of you. And I always send my information back and talk to them, and then it just hasn't happened either time. So
yeah, I see Lisa put a comment down there. No, at least I haven't, but thank you for saying that.
He's in Texas too.
I know. Yeah, he's a real good guy. I've listened to him online before. Texas Friendly Beekeepers or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So he is pretty involved, isn't he, Lisa? So
yeah, he's like one of their guys.
Yeah.
He is with them. Yeah.
I just dropped a link for Phillips RTX Honeybees YouTube channel. If anybody ain't subbed to it, go check it out.
But yeah, and then what I want to do is have somebody on, and probably about 7:15, do the drawing for the ones that bought, and then maybe have people come in kind of like it is now. Although I've got the free StreamYard, so I'll only have 6 people able to come in. But and then we'll do the other drawings. Just the regular. What do you call that, Lee? I forgot to ask you if you can do that, but I'm assuming you can. Where you do the hashtag and the.
Yeah, I can do the hashtag for you.
You ever do that? Okay, so.
I got admin rights on your account.
Yeah. Okay, good.
And just about everybody else's.
But toward the end of it, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, however long you guys want to stay on, we'll do a giveaway, or maybe one at 30 minutes and then another one a little later. But
well, there's 86 people here, so 86 people. 8 o'clock on Thursday night Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Should be at RTX Honeybees. So make sure you go subscribe, and if you haven't, and get that notification so you can see when it happens. Lee has stock in StreamYard.
Huh?
Brian just said Lee has stock in StreamYard.
That's the same night we have our beekeepers meeting, Philip.
It is. Well, you just need to put me live on there in front of the whole group there. Sell some tickets while you're at it, Joey. So I'll tell you what, if I'm pretty close to 500, we'll do another giveaway if we get to 500. So subscribers.
I know I've seen Zelle on my bank account here a while back, but now I'm not seeing it.
You don't have the Zelle app on your phone?
It was through my bank.
It, but I hadn't set it up yet.
Yeah, mine's on the bank app. It's the only reason I knew how to use it. Thank goodness it was there, because I really would have had a problem at the farmer's market without it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to knuckle under the pressure and go to the Visa like you guys have.
Like the remote machine?
Yeah.
Cube, or what's it called? Square?
Yeah. Square, Cube, yeah.
I got the Zettel through PayPal.
So yeah, Morgan says just have Cash App. Yeah, I don't think I have that, Morgan. But like I said, if you want to get in on it, just send me a text to that number I posted, and we can figure it out how much you want to donate.
Yeah, I think I've found it.
But that's all I have on that.
Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate that. So anything new and unusual coming up for anybody? You guys see anything kind of crazy happening coming up?
I'll tell you what, Bob, before you move on to that, I had one more thought I really wanted to share with you guys. I think I've shared it on other people's channels, but I got a really nice note not long after I announced this on Tim and Hannah's show from a lady in Montana, and I called her because I wanted to share what she wrote, and she doesn't want me to divulge too much, but her name is I believe it was Karen, and she's in Montana, and she gave me a really nice donation, and she mentioned in there that she listens to this show and the Charlie show and the Tim and Hannah show, and yeah, she said, and others, which others is Lee, I guess. She didn't mention him by name. And I already told Lee, I said, well, that's perfect, because he got to go deep sea fishing with all the big shot guys. So it's good to leave him off of something for once. But
they called me to get his number to ask him to go fishing, and didn't ask me.
But anyway, you just never know who's listening out there and what good it might do. So I really appreciate you guys for doing these shows, because it made a difference for this little program I'm trying to do, for sure.
Well, I mean, that was kind of when we started this, how long, Lee? A year and 9 months ago.
Yeah. Was that March the 10th?
March the 10th. So yeah, year and 9 months that we just wanted to hang out, right? And we didn't want to exclude anybody. So it didn't matter if you had bees, or you just wanted to have bees, or you got 1,500 hives, or if you got 2 hives. It didn't matter, right? We just wanted to talk about bees and interesting stuff that was happening in the bee yard. And I mean, right now it's almost 10 o'clock Eastern time, and we've got 86 people watching. We've got 8 people in the chat or on the screen, right? And it's growing.
Here's
Yeah,
that valve, Philip.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I gotta get on the phone with you and talk to you about that. See how much you want for it, or if you want to trade, whatever you want to do.
And
I'm getting ready to drop a little bit of money on something. So
all that money y'all are donating.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No. Actually, it's
Bill's gonna
costing.
buy himself a new truck.
Actually, that's a good one. I like that, Brad.
Too soon.
That's funny.
But what you should do is send Philip per truck.
Oh, I had a comeback, but I can't stop laughing. It's long enough.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, actually, I was going to say it's costing me more because I'm going to do some more giveaways for it, and I thought maybe Hives for Heroes would donate the T-shirt, but I hadn't talked to them, but I'll buy it and send it to whoever. Plus, you don't know what size people need until they win it, so
that's
so I'll order it after somebody wins it.
I can't even come back after that, Brad.
That's an ender right there.
That's bad. Bob's lost for words.
We usually don't get that. We don't usually get that high quality humor until we're in the green
room.
Let
it go, Bob. Let it go. There's so many directions my mind wants to go, and every way is wrong.
Don't touch it, Bob. Don't touch it.
My mind is a raging torrent of creative alternatives.
Yeah, the Tanqueray has really got you fired up tonight.
Hey, Philip, undoubtedly your phone number didn't go into the chat.
I didn't see it.
I'm going to send it again, and if it doesn't, I may get you to put it in there.
All right.
I just did it again. So, did it pop up this time?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Okay, yeah, it's not popping up then.
Here, I'll pull it out of my phone and put it in there. I can see because I don't know where my glasses are right now.
I'm going to try to put a mixture of text in that.
Would be it's a stupid idea, but having what's his name? Well, I forgot. But sending him like a box of
that one
really
go?
small trucks, like I said earlier.
Nope, I'm getting put in right now.
I just saw Stone River Bees pop in the chat there. I wanted to tell them thank you. I received a condolence card from them today, and I really appreciate the thought and you taking a few minutes to drop a note. That was very thoughtful of you. Thank you so much. So yep, that's how my week is going to be kind of rounding out. So I've got tomorrow work, half day, right? I mean, really, that's all I've got scheduled. And then Thursday is funeral, and then we'll take it from there and see what happens. So got a long weekend. I might drive. It's only 25 hours each way. James would have taken that road trip to Manitoba. Hey, I'll show up on Christmas Day at Brad's house. Merry Christmas.
Sorry, the lock is froze. I can't open the door.
Who is it? No one's home.
I just got like the cable guy vibe out of that.
But no, we don't have you blocked, man. What are you talking about? Don't block anybody.
I don't think it's just allowing him to put a link or a phone number in.
Yeah, I tried to do like a spell out the numbers, but it didn't.
Oh, nope. I don't have you blocked, but you don't have the blue wrench, but you do now. You got the blue wrench on my channel now, so
Okay.
now you can do whatever. You can block people.
Does that make me a moderator?
Great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, no.
Blue wrench of
Well,
ultimate
hey, I
power,
mean, we're kind of throwing it around. I even gave Ian moderator tonight, you know, so.
Yeah, you're throwing keys everywhere.
You know what? That was probably the most useless blue wrench I just threw out there because I would never see, I bet you I never in my life see Ian block this guy or Ian deleted this comment. I just don't see him doing that in the history of Iandom.
He is such a hard ass that way.
Yeah. You know, you have arrived, even I haven't, DC. But it makes it so much easier when a troll pops up. You notice we haven't, knock on wood, we haven't had the trolls really lately. So that's
on my channel, some of the ones that came in, I blocked them directly, but then I went into the YouTube settings and actually blocked keywords so that if they even tried to type certain things in, it would block them completely.
like their usual spam crap.
Yep.
Yeah. Doug, you still creaming honey down there?
It worked. It worked.
No, I got nothing left to cream.
You're all out. You're sold out?
No, I just did the last barrel a week or so ago. It's to sell yet.
Well, I mean, being that it's the week of Christmas and you sold out of how many pounds of honey did you all make?
Sold about
How many barrels?
4,200 of creamed and probably half that liquid.
So 6,000 pounds ish.
That's
Yeah,
pretty easy.
give or take a bit. Yeah.
That's pretty substantial. The
Yeah.
you've almost sold as much as Ian does out of the back of his pickup truck at the farm.
Yeah.
I feel really
Probably selling more than we ever have right now.
I probably only sell about
8,000
yeah.
It's
7,000
like
8,000
a whole year, man.
Right. And the rest is just surplus that he sends off to the packer there.
Yeah. That annoying stuff that goes in the barrel to be made.
That's pretty funny. Lee, I like
you,
the new
so-
transparency.
Selling barrels is an easy way to do it.
I've had that one for a little while.
Yeah, but you don't get $4.50 a pound in a barrel. That's all.
No.
And would only produce, 8 to 10,000 pounds. I kind of have to protect my price.
Yep.
Great. Gotta maximize as much as you can. Yeah, that'll be good. You just gotta make sure that crystallization is fine. Really, really fine.
Bamboo honey. That's the first time I ever hear of that.
Yeah.
Bamboo.
I haven't heard
What
of
it
it.
says.
We've got wild bamboo here, but I didn't know that the bees mess with it at all. Isn't that what the
Bamboo
Chinese?
flower?
Bamboo's a grass. I didn't know it had a flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, hey, Sarah. We're still here. 9 more minutes at least.
I've got, what's today? Tuesday, so I've got 3 more long days of work.
And then you're off for 2 weeks.
Yep. I'm ready for it.
I have this many days of work left.
I thought about jumping in the truck and going to the mountains this weekend. It's so weird, guys. It's the weirdest thing I've had to go through with my mom. It's not weird from the aspect of losing somebody. I've done that before. But it's weird from the aspect of having that having to take care of somebody for that long, right? And then before her, it was my mother-in-law. So that's 10 years. And before that, it was my teenage kids, right? So like it's been 30 years since we've just been me and my wife, and now it's just me and my wife, and it's like, well, now what the hell do we do? You know, there's nothing. Now you buy a motorhome and go bug all your kids everywhere, right? Hey, we're just gonna be pumping out the shitter Christmas time like Cousin Eddie, you know, just
because Eddie out front,
out front pumping out the Winnebago, you know. That's
with hives on top.
just put the hives on the top, make it just make sure you go out there the night before you leave and seal them all in, and get out there. Yeah, so it's gonna be a interesting transition, and for me, fighting boredom, right? I don't like to just sit and do nothing, so I would just find dumb stuff to do, right?
Yeah, you could have had my
Make the
job
most
today
of it,
then.
Bob, because in a few years they'll have to look after you.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's like you've come to that realization that, hey,
Life's
I'm
not
next
fair.
in line to be leaving this place. You know, everybody else is already gone, so now it's our generation's time.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's
A lot of people I went to school with is gone.
Yeah, it's I see it every year too. More people from school leaving us. I would like to take the trip to Germany. Unfortunately, they'll be back here in May, so really not. And I'm running out of time off, so I'd have to quit my job to go on all these trips. All these trips all over the place. So,
And you'd be broke like your sisters.
yeah, well, I'm not far from that now, and one of them was watching earlier. So
Easy, Charlie. Judy was in the chat earlier.
yeah, probably not now because it's been a couple hours, but never know. So, yeah, that's all the time, man. People leaving. You just got to make the most out of what you got, I guess. As long as you can do it.
Good night, Keith.
Yeah, good night, Keith. But yeah, it's gonna have 200 highs by next year from having nothing to do. Oh yeah, it'd be too much to do then. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm just my goal is to fill the equipment back up that I have. Right, draw more comb, pretty much the same as this year. Just keeping it going. And my other goal is to actually get Dennis to come pick up this uncapping tank and drop me off some money. That's my other goal.
You made a comment there, Bob, and you kind of glazed over it as a just kind of a non-consequential thing, but I think that's something that everybody has to have a strategy for. You said draw some comb, and I think that everybody has to have a strategy for that. It sounds so silly, but it isn't, because having drawn comb just puts you the next level up, and it solves so many problems for you, particularly if you're a newer beekeeper. So to have a solid strategy to draw, kind of X number of frames every year compared to, a percentage of how many frames you have. I think that's really, really important to be able to do that. Stick a frame or two of foundation in every honey super that you put on, kind of thing, and just something simple. But but the idea is just to know that you should be doing that and go ahead and do it. And of course, waxing foundation, I'm a big fan of that. So
yeah, I've got to start doing that as well.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I had a plan to do it, Brad, but I just didn't follow through with my plan. that was the thing. I was going to follow
Get them in early, Brad.
Gus Mitchell has a good video on how to draw foundation. I think he leaves 4 frames in there.
And Doug made a really good point. It's too bad that you can't just say, well, I have X number of boxes of honeycomb drawn, so I'll put those on, and then if the flow goes longer, then I'll just supplement that with foundation. Well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. You need to get the foundation on first.
Yeah, and in the middle too.
Of the flow when it's strong, and then you really need to have your drawn comb do the mop up at the end. And that's a little tricky, but you can do it.
Well, that and then I mean, your first couple of years, like you say,
We find
drawn
once the
comb
flow
is gold.
Oh yeah.
So you're trying to build that drawn comb up, but after
we
so many
find
years, you want to keep building that comb because after a while, you're going to have to start taking some comb out that's getting too old,
That's right.
black, and all that.
You have frames that break and all that kind of stuff. What were you saying, Doug?
when we find when the flow starts, the comb building stops. You need it. You need the comb built early.
Yeah, but that's a canola flow, right, Doug?
No, we'll have alfalfa to start with.
Like pretty much our first thing down here in Louisiana, we'll start getting privet early spring, and that's what they'll start drawing quite a bit of comb with. Now, if you've already got comb drawn out, that privet, it makes some real clear, sweet honey.
Thick
Yeah,
too. It's hard to sling out.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Carl. Hey, Carl.
Hey guys. I walk away and all of a sudden I'm in.
We've got so many, like the bottom of our windows, it actually has to scroll down through this software. So I had to scroll down to see what it was.
Dennis, I actually had canceled my tickets to Nobby last Tuesday morning. And then my mom passed. I canceled them because I didn't know how long, what time frame I was dealing with. And then my mom passed away last Tuesday night. And so I canceled my tickets. I do not have a ticket. And then Mamet called me and asked me to go and be in his booth up there. So I don't know at this point if I'm going or not, to be honest with you, because tickets one thing, but there's other expenses there. So we'll see.
A lot of expenses.
See what happens with it.
So Brian had a comment there about how to use swarms to draw a comb. Can you put that up, Lee? So I guess I had a question for Brian, if he can answer it. I don't know, but are you putting them in a box that already has drawn comb in it, a deep, and then there's a? Because I've had no luck at all putting a undrawn comb above an excluder, unless you let them get up there first and then shake them back down.
We'll put a swarm just on foundation. We find the swarm will build it out really quick.
Oh yeah, they will build that bottom box in a hurry.
What I had to do the first couple years, like you say, in putting that queen excluder, the bees don't want to go through it just for foundation, I found.
Right.
So I would take that excluder out, let the bees get in there, and once they start drawing comb, then throw that excluder back on, and they'll usually finish it out. But
that's right.
You want to make sure that queen is still below the excluder when you do put it in.
Yeah. Blake at the bee company or Desert Creek Honey or whatever, he says a softball size area of comb before you put the queen excluder back on. It usually gets it.
I just pull a frame. Pull a frame of something up. Of course, I'm sorry, I just forgot. If you're talking mediums, and you can't do that if you've got a deep root chamber.
You can, but you have to use the 3-inch shim, which I do that sometimes too.
Well,
you can throw a 3-inch shim in there,
or stick a medium in the bottom and get them to draw that and put something in it, and then stick it in the top.
Well, I
do that.
What I do, but it's a real timing thing, Brad. Is I'll put a 3-inch shim. I'll bring up 2 deeps, and I'll take the 2 mediums and drop them back down in the bottom. But you've got to come back in within about 2 weeks, or they're going to start drawing comb. They're going to draw that medium out and draw it on the bottom of those mediums.
Yeah.
So you just have to be pretty quick to get back in there and move those back up. I move those back up and then move the deeps back down, take the shim out, and usually they're off and running at that point.
You feed a swarm sugar water, they'll build out fast too.
Oh.
Let's see.
I had a couple of big swarms last summer. Put them in a box, 10 deep frames of foundation. It was in the flow though. and it was less than a week that they were storing honey in there. Completely 10 deep frames drawn and storing honey in it.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh
I've
yeah,
had,
it was nuts to see how fast they did that.
well, it's pretty much the same here when I have a flow. Like 2 mediums in 1 week is kind of par for the course here.
Well, guys, it is 10 o'clock. And I know Lee's got an early day tomorrow. So
Lee has an early day every day.
every day.
God bless you.
Leave before daylight, come home after dark.
Well, that's normal life here in the winter. Only night for 6 hours.
That's only from 10 to 2 there.
That's right. That's right.
And so Thursday night over on Phillips' channel, RTX Honeybees. Friday night at Charlie's channel. Tomorrow night, StreamYard. So looks like the whole rest of the week is blocked out for live streams. So,
and I hadn't seen him on here lately, but just in case he does kind of make a appearance or check in on the replay, Friday is Jeff Thomas's birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Jeff.
Other viewer we have come in.
And so we will end tonight's stream, and we will see you guys over there later on.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Hey, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
And Merry Christmas.